Good morning and welcome back to my channel, Mother Suckers. Hey, so I have a few topics that have gone viral that I want to discuss with you guys. And we're going to start with the infamous pink sauce. And I mean literally infamous pink sauce. Now, if you have not heard about this sauce, that's okay because I'm going to put you on right now. Now, the sauce went viral on TikTok after this woman made several videos eating the pink sauce on top of chicken, burgers, fries, pizza, any type of fast food, you name it. She was pouring pink sauce on top of her food, and people wanted to know, how does the sauce taste? And so hundreds and hundreds of TikTok users bought the sauce, and after a while the reviews started coming in. People began to get sick, people had diarrhea, and a few customers even reported that they had to go to the hospital after digesting the sauce. To be honest, the packaging would have been a big red flag for me. You do not package liquids in paper, especially in the middle of a heat wave. I mean, common sense is just not so common here. Also, customers and spectators noticed that the shade of pink with this pink sauce wasn't consistent at all.
Photo shoot. Pause, 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 photo shoot.
The sauce was initially promoted as a darker pink sauce, but as someone on Twitter pointed out, it looks like calamine lotion. Before monkeypox back in the 90s, there was the chickenpox outbreak. If you had the chickenpox, 9 times out of 10, you were smothered in calamine lotion. And some of these photos definitely look like calamine lotion. I know because I had the chickenpox, okay? I had a big one on my belly button and it itched so bad. When my mama put that calamine lotion on my belly, I knew I was in a safe place, you know? Someone tweeted, "It's crazy that girl that made pink sauce is probably going to get served with a lawsuit. Meanwhile, a bigger brand is about to take her idea and make it actually safe to eat." Now, the pink sauce lady did go live to try to defend herself against all of these claims and accusations. Check this out.
What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce don't contribute to your health. I never said that. Did I? Make it make sense in the stuff that y'all saying. Like, really, like, I'm gonna talk to y'all like I'm y'all mama, because I got 2 kids and I ain't got time to play. So since y'all want to act like children, I'm gonna talk to y'all like y'all children. I used to work at a middle school. Hello. Hello. How are you? Good day.
So when asked why she was selling a sauce that wasn't FDA approved, she said, "What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products." So she didn't know that FDA is actually the Food and Drug Administration. Y'all ever see somebody strong and wrong? It's the funniest thing to watch. And after her live, FDA started to trend, and Forbes wrote a whole article about it. I'll link it in the description. Medical products aren't the only things regulated by the FDA. The F in FDA does not stand for pharmaceutical. Rather, it stands for food, as in the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. In fact, the FDA has a How to Start a Food Business website, which states that the FDA regulates all food and food ingredients introduced into or offered for sale in interstate commerce. In other words, if you are going to sell food across different states, you'll need to be fully aware and follow FDA requirements. The only exceptions are for those foods covered by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, such as meat, poultry, and certain processed egg products. So if, for example, you're planning on selling edible meat tuxedos by mail to people in another state, you should check with what the USDA requires. Y'all say a prayer for the sauce lady tonight. I feel like she had a good idea and, use TikTok to her marketing advantage, but the product was not healthy. She needs to do some research, hire some experts, and I do think she can come back from this. We live in a day and age where bad press is still good press. Now, speaking of bad press, Nick Cannon goes on to say that 80% of women need help with feminine hygiene after giving birth to his 8th child with, I believe, the 6th baby mama.
80% of women that probably need assistance when it comes to female hygiene.
You got
And then there's this magnificent
That's a high
20% that have no smell.
I think
and
I'm
it's
part
fresh.
of the 2% because I definitely agree with
20,
Stephanie.
20, it's
No,
a 20.
I'm narrowing it down.
But even because
I'm at the top of that 20%.
and those are the keepers.
We up here with that 20%.
Those are the
And let me
keepers.
tell
Those
you-
are like, yo, fresh out the, like
I'm
she
telling
in
you,
the shower.
that's
It was
me.
amazing.
If I could
That's
swirl
not
around
normal.
Swirl
and
around.
like, it's gonna be a nice
That's
taste and
amazing.
everything.
That's amazing, but that's not normal.
Well, it's
I
normal
think
for me.
it's normal.
If you eat a lot of fruits.
Trust me.
It's normal for women
But I
like
guess
us
men would
who are
know
better
aware
than
of
I
themselves.
would.
And this
A
is
lot
the
of women
thing.
aren't aware of themselves.
And and maybe,
But you hear
present
this,
company
ladies?
excluded. We talk about this all the time. Do y'all know when y'all stinking up the room? Like,
I never stunk up a room.
Because, well, see, I said present
I
company.
already
is-
know that
You see
I
my
haven't.
shocked and appalled face?
But
that's the thing, because
but
I
I have smelled people stink up the room.
I have
And
before.
it's like, it'd be
And
some
I've
of the
heard
most
stories about it.
beautiful women. You'd be like, yo, how was, you're you. You got, you
Now, I
got
have a
teams
story
and
one
Right.
time.
stylists. And
This guy I know called me, told me he was having sex with a girl and the whole room smelled like sewage. That's what he said. He still did.
but she be acting like she has no idea. I'm like,
You know, at our big old ages, I would really like to see this conversation evolve because it really is an important conversation to have. There are a lot of people that are just walking around here with BO. They cannot smell themselves because they're so accustomed to just being funky. Okay, let's keep it funky. Okay, no pun intended. There are a lot of funky people out here. But when you sit down at y'all big old ages to have this conversation, because this is a very high school conversation. At y'all big old ages, can we move the conversation forward? Because to be honest with you, most men don't even realize that they are possibly the cause of a woman's odor. Not all women or not all vaginas have odor because of lack of showering. If you have an STD, if you have an STI, if you have a yeast infection, if you have BV, you will have odor. And men don't even realize that they are the carriers of these diseases and infections that cause the vagina to discharge, to bleed, to stank. Okay? So instead of sitting around talking about 80% of women vagina stink, let's talk about the 80% of men who are carriers and infecting women and causing them to have odor. With all of that being said, ladies, you are the owner of your vagina, so it is important to be on top of your feminine hygiene. And don't worry, I have just the brand for you. The Honey Pot is the first complete plant-derived vaginal care system funded by CEO Patrice Dixon. They have an array of products that are gynecological approved, clinically tested, and shown to be kind and safe on intimate skin. They sent over everything that I need to support vaginal wellness, such as pads made with 100% organic certified OCS cotton cover, including herbal pads infused with mint, lavender, and aloe for a cooling, and I mean cooling, sensation, sis. And of course, you can't forget the wipes and wash to gently cleanse while supporting a balanced pH range. I personally use the wash every single time I shower and I've had no issues. I also really love the wipes. I take them with me when I'm traveling or when I'm spending the night out. Definitely come in handy. As you know, wipe from front to back, not back to front. Go ahead and rebalance your pH from the inside out with Honey Pot 7-Day Boric Acid and Herbs Suppositories. Many people also use boric acid vaginal suppositories to support the ongoing symptoms of BV. The Honey Pot's mission is to educate, support, and provide people around the world with the tools and resources that promote menstrual health and vaginal wellness. The Honey Pot offers an extensive range of wellness products for humans with vaginas and can be found across the nation in select stores including Target, Walmart, and more. Be sure to also follow them on Instagram and check out thehoneypot.com for more information on ingredients and products. So yeah, Nick Cannon, 80% of women don't need help with feminine hygiene, but the 80% of women that you have in your rotation are continuously contracting yeast infections and BV because you're having unprotected sex with multiple women at one time. So instead of coming online talking about them, how about you talk to them, apologize for being a carrier of their infections causing the foul odor, recommend a gynecologist, and the Honey Pot. So yeah. He thought he ate, though. He thought he ate. So for the last topic, we have the world's most romantic Solomon Bucci. Most of you guys have seen this story floating, hailing all the way from Nigeria to the UK to the Americas. Child, this man done went super viral for this letter that he wrote to his bride-to-be. So he says, "You're not the most beautiful woman, neither are you the most intelligent woman. But like I've chosen to never find perfection in anyone else. I put my gaze on you, and with that commitment, we would mold ourselves for ourselves. Our perfection is in our commitment." Stating that you're not the most beautiful or intelligent might sound like it's not a compliment, yeah? But it's a realistic base for real love. Acknowledging that my woman isn't the best, but I'm not looking for the best. I was looking for you, and I found you. There's no best. There is just someone you choose and see the best in them. This to me is the real love, not the one that consoles itself in the false reality that their partner is the most good looking, most intelligent, most successful person in the world. That's disingenuous and doesn't give room for love to thrive. I love you, Ayanfe. I'm committed to you. I miss you so much, but my love for you is stronger than distance. Boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. Should have left that in the drafts. Boo. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know the P in Pisces stands for petty, right? But yeah, no, sir. In my personal opinion, this should have been left in the drafts. This could have been an intimate moment. You write her that letter. You give that to her. That stays between y'all two. But publicly, we talking a whole new level of embarrassment now. And I remember just writing so many essays in college, and my professor would always say your first sentence of a paragraph is the most important sentence. It's usually the topic sentence, right? It's going to give us the meat and the potatoes of what is happening in this paragraph. And with his most important sentences of both paragraphs, he reminds his bride-to-be that she is not the most beautiful, she's not the most intelligent, she is not the best, and he's not looking for the best. He was looking for her. Now, the irony of all of this is that if you go to her page, she's a science grad, so she's a scientist, which means she really is intelligent, and she's a natural Nigerian beauty. It's just the math is not mathing. I'm just wondering what would make her more beautiful if she bleached, if she wore wigs. Like what would make her the most beautiful? Because the girls are paying for those features, yeah. Another irony is that he's actually a really popular dating coach in Nigeria. And in 2020, they brought up his old tweets of him giving some advice. So someone said there's absolutely nothing wrong with saying another woman is finer than your babe. And Solomon responded, when I'm dating a woman, she's the most beautiful woman to me. Even though there are more beautiful women, but no woman can be beautiful like she is to me. Getting to know her on an intimate level and sharing our lives is something that is much more than just beauty. Secondly, why should I say that there are more beautiful women than her? Of what need is it? Emotional intelligence is important in saying certain things, and sometimes it's not just everything you say. I don't know. I don't. So he took to his Instagram to address the haters, according to him. And he says, lastly, you are not getting an apology from me. Nobody is. Wait, so not even your fiance? Oh, okay. Choke on it. Oh, my God. Also, the post stays forever. Go tell your man what you want, not me. Amen? Amen. Child, spoken like a true Nigerian man. You ain't getting no apology, baby. Choke. Die. Disintegrate. No apologies, you heard? He then says, I talked about Arike with so much regard before I even posted her. It didn't go viral. I talked about her beauty with and without makeup. It didn't go viral. I talked about her intelligence and academic brilliance. It didn't go viral. I wrote her a song, got it produced and proposed with it. It didn't go viral. All of these people laid low. Then a post that they couldn't grasp. They all raised their ugly heads. Some of you are reading this. Heal or your heart will get rotten at this rate. Lastly, you cannot tell me how to love my woman on your terms. You de Chris, which means, are you crazy? One thing's for sure and two things for certain. They are going to get married, okay? Y'all are not stopping nothing. We can't force her to do anything she doesn't want to do or see anything she doesn't want to see. And this situation has actually made him even more famous. Like I said, he made international news, international blogs. They're doing their lives. They're doing their presses. Listen, like I said, there's no such thing as bad press anymore. Even with the negative attention, there's still going to be a percentage of people who see the positive in it. And he has a lot of supporters, a lot of people who are saying, listen, we know you in real life. We know what you meant. We know, we support. It's always going to be somebody to support you. It don't matter what you do or say. Okay. But y'all let me know your thoughts on today's topics. Child, we gonna get through this. We gonna get through this pandemic, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on the pink sauce. Have you bought it? Have you tried it? How did it taste, child? Let us know down in the comment section. What are your thoughts on Nick Cannon saying that 80% of women vaginas stink? Let me know your thoughts on Solomon telling the world that he does not have the most beautiful or intelligent wife. And he's not looking for the most beautiful or intelligent wife. He is good with what he has. Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Last but not least, another word from the pink sauce lady.
My son is... Go get your EpiPen, please. Mm-hmm. My son carries an EpiPen with him to school every single day. Every single day. We can't even go to Benihana's. I can't even go to Benihana's without my son having a panic attack or something. We can't even cook seafood in my house.